My wife and I saw Suzume in theaters and we really liked it. Quick spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the movie yet, come back after you have. One of the most interesting things about this movie was that it was mysterious. Certain parts of the movie were purposely not explained, so it left a lot to the imagination. Throughout this review, I'll bring up some of those mysterious moments that stood out to me the most, along with my personal interpretations of what they meant. The main character Suzume had a really great journey. She basically doomed the world when she accidentally released Daijin for being a keystone. The first mystery that wasn't fully explained was why Suzume could see the worm when she was at school while none of her classmates could. My first guess is because she was the one that released the keystone. My second guess is because she previously had gotten lost in one of the doors as a kid. Later, when Daijin trapped Souta inside of her childhood wooden chair, Souta was unable to fulfill his family duty of managing the doors. So with Suzume stepping in to help and undo her mistake, her hero's journey began. Classic hero's journeys are always great. It gave Suzume a chance to leave the comfort of her typical life, meet people along the way, and eventually undo her blunder from earlier and save the world. Suzume's backstory was pretty sad. She never met her father, she lost her mother as a kid, and had to be adopted by her aunt. While saving the world was a big part of the movie, I felt that it was also a story about moving forward from the loss of a loved one. Souta was a good supporting main character. He was older than Suzume and was experienced with handling the doors, so he served as a good mentor to Suzume on her journey. His backstory was sort of relatable. While he had his own personal dreams of being a teacher, a lot of times his family obligation of protecting the world got in the way and took priority. In my experience, a lot of times things that I want to do are put on hold because of more important family matters. It's inconvenient, but also necessary. It was interesting to see that he didn't really complain about the burden passed on to him just because he was born into that family. The story didn't really feel like a typical boy meets girl kind of romance. I think it was more one-sided, with Suzume sort of having a crush on the mysterious older guy. I didn't really see Souta as reciprocating her feelings in the same way. Arguably, the biggest mystery in this movie was Daijin. When he was freed from being the keystone, he refused to go back until the very end. I have two theories as to why he kept running away. It wasn't outright explained, so I could be wrong in my interpretation. My first theory was that he didn't want to be the keystone anymore. Being locked up and stuck in the same spot for hundreds of years doesn't exactly sound appealing. When Daijin was free to avoid becoming the keystone again, he passed that responsibility onto Souta by making him the keystone instead. Suzume was kind to him in the beginning by feeding and caring for him when she thought he was just a random stray cat. Her nice gesture brightened him up. He went from looking all shriveled up and starved to looking happy and healthy. After Suzume reluctantly sealed Souta away, she was rightfully angry at Daijin. When she was squeezing Daijin and he was telling her over and over that she was hurting him, people in my theater started clapping and I was saying good. After that, Daijin went back to looking starved and shriveled up. Daijin did eventually help Suzume though. He seemed to only return to being a keystone for Suzume's sake to make her happy since she had previously treated him well. My second theory was that he always intended to be the keystone again. With this theory, I feel like Daijin trapped Souta in the chair to compel them to follow him around. Since they would be motivated to chase him, he could eventually lead the two of them to all of the doors. Also, when Souta was demanding that Daijin return to being a keystone, he simply replied, can't. So maybe he wasn't able to become a keystone again unless the two cats were shoved into the worm at the same time, like we saw near the end of the movie. I don't know, I'm sure I'm missing something. If you have a different theory, let me know in the comments below. Suzume's aunt was one of my favorite characters in the movie. I liked seeing the portrayal of an adopted single mother and the brutal depiction of her life's challenges. Suzume felt guilty about forcing her to give up her best years to be a single mother. It was even crazier that her negative emotions caused her to tell Suzume those bitter feelings directly. Why she blurted that out directly was yet another unexplained mystery. It could have been that she just let that out since she was extremely overwhelmed after chasing Suzume all over and now being on a road trip she didn't understand with a stranger. But Daijin appeared behind her when she was saying it, so it was also possible that she only let her true feelings out because he was behind her. Or maybe Daijin appeared behind her because she was being so honest. This one sort of stumped me. So while it was crazy that she directly said that to her niece/adopted daughter, it was nice that she did also later say that she still loved her and that there were a lot of great times between them. The final mystery was the paradox of Suzume giving the chair to herself. Earlier in the movie, we saw a child version of Suzume lost and someone giving her the wooden chair that her mother had made for her. At that point, her mother had died in a natural disaster, but she didn't know that and was trying to find her. I feel like that wooden chair should have been destroyed or lost in the disaster, but older Suzume gave her the chair to comfort her. The big question is, how did the original Suzume get the chair? It seems like the only way she could have obtained it was from her future self. Present-day Suzume giving the chair to her younger self seemed to help her continue to heal from the loss of her mother. When Suzume was trying to save Souta from being the keystone, she seemed ready to take his place. I think that she saw that he had dreams of being a teacher and that they were now crushed due to her mistake. She felt responsible for that and wanted to fix it, but I also thought that she felt ready to die since she didn't feel like it was worth living anymore. She felt like she was in the way of her aunt living a better life and her birth mother was already dead. Thankfully, meeting Souta actually changed her mindset and made her want to keep living after all. Suzume was a great movie. I enjoyed its animation, its music, and its story. While the journey of Suzume saving the world was great and interesting, I was more moved by her struggles of trying to move forward from the loss of her mother. I really enjoyed Your Name, but I didn't like its ending. So I think that I like Suzume more than Your Name. So I gave Suzume a 9 out of 10 on my anime list. I never got around to seeing Withering with You back when it came out, but now I feel really compelled to go watch it. Thanks for watching.